Maimer Oisir Legefan. This is Daf Mem Vav, page 46. So the pasuk says in Vayechi, Oisir Legefan Ira Valakora. This is in the blessing of Yaakov that he gave to his son Yehuda. Before he passed away, he gave blessings to all his sons, and he gave a long blessing to Yehuda. And it says there, he binds his foal to a vine, and to a tendril, which is like a small branch, his young donkey. He launders his garment with wine, and with the blood of grapes, his raiment. Now, basically, the pasuk is saying that Yehuda is going to have a lot of wine in his portion, a lot of vines and grapes, and that's the blessing, simply. And he'll have so much that he'll be able to wash his clothes in wine, and he'll have to use a lot of animals to carry all his vines. Now, what does it mean spiritually? So this pasuk is talking about the times of Mashiach. Like we see the previous pasuk in the blessing of Yaakov to Yehuda, it says Yehuda, that the leadership will not leave Yehuda until Shile comes, until Mashiach comes. So it's talking about the times of Mashiach, and then continues about wine. So we need to understand the spiritual meaning of this blessing. Now the concept is, next paragraph of Iranian, the concept is that that Mashiach is still within this world. It says that the difference between Mashiach and this world is just Shibud Malchias, the subjugation of the nations, that they won't, the Goyim won't be bothering us and persecuting us when Mashiach comes. And the ultimate reward for our Avodah is not in the times of Mashiach, but afterwards there's after Tchias HaMesim, that's when the reward will be. But Mashiach is still a time to serve Hashem, just that we'll be able to serve Hashem without any disturbance and at a higher level, at peak capacity. And therefore the ultimate of Hayom Lasosam, of today we can accomplish, is in the times of Mashiach. Just like at the beginning of creation, where we had Adam and Chava in Gan Eden, and in Gan Eden, in the Garden of Eden, they were able to serve Hashem properly, to serve us, to work and to guard. To work is the mitzvah say, the positive precepts, and l'shamra, to guard, means to keep the negative precepts, the leisaseh. But then Adam was banished from Gan Eden, and then afterwards, when our forefathers came into Eretz Yisrael, that was also in order to be able to fulfill the mitzvahs better, because almost 80% of the mitzvahs are only able to be kept in Eretz Yisrael. But then they were sent into Galus, into exile, and they never had an opportunity to do all the mitzvahs until Mashiach comes. That then they will be able to keep the mitzvahs in completion. Now we say in Musaf, na'asa לפניך כרבנות, that there we will do the karbanos of your of our duty to Hashem, rצוניך, the mitzvahs as you desire them, meaning that only with Mashiach will we be able to bring the karbanos as Hashem wants. And until then, we're missing out on an important component of our avodah, of the mitzvahs, rצוניך, the commandments as Hashem desires them. Yes, we have davening in the meantime, but davening is not as impactful as karbanos would be. Next paragraph, להבין zeh. Now, why is this the case? L'chera, seemingly, davening is on a much higher level than karbanos. With davening, we're lifting our soul to Hashem, whereas with karbanos, we're lifting the animals up to Hashem, the soul of the animals to Hashem. In davening, we inspire ourselves through all the prayers, Baruch Sha'amar, the Halalukas, then we reach Vahafta, this peak of love of Hashem. So why should karbanos be at a higher level? And to the extent that we say that only when Mashiach comes and we bring the karbanos, then we'll be doing the mitzvahs as Hashem wants. So there's a pasuk that says Gefen mimitzrayim tasia, that we bring Gefen, the vine, from Egypt. The vine is the Jewish peoples, the Knesset Yisrael, the Jewish collective, and on the vine there are grapes growing. But how do we make the grapes into wine? It is through pressing them in a wine press. Now, the best grapes are the ones that are low on the vine, like the Mishnah says in Menachos, that they wouldn't bring from the higher up. Instead, they would bring specifically from the grapes that are by the feet, that are at the bottom of the vine. And that's where you get the best wine. Now, there are different types of wine. There's what's called yain hamisameach, wine which makes one happy, and yain hamishaka, wine which makes one inebriated. Then also in terms of colors, there's different colors. There's red wine and white wine. So similarly, spiritually, wine represents a love of Hashem, the ava musateres, the hidden love that we all have within ourselves. And in order to bring it out, that it shouldn't be hidden within us, we are, each one of us is a grape, and so that the wine shouldn't be hidden within us, we need to have to go through the process of dricha, of pressing the wine, of squashing the grapes, and then the wine comes out. And also we need to have take our grapes from the bottom of the vine. So what do both of these things represent? So the bottom of the vine represents the humility, like we say at the end of Shmerling, that my soul should be like dust before everyone. In other words, just being totally humble. And also the pressing is to have a broken heart. And when we're humble with a broken heart, so then the most beautiful wine comes out, which is the ava musateres, the hidden love of Hashem that we have within our neshama, that was until now concealed, and then it comes out, like it says, nichnas yain yotzaso, that when wine comes in, the secrets come out. Simply, when a person is drunk, he spills the secrets. But on a deeper level, it means that wine represents the ava musateres, the secret love that we have to Hashem. Normally, it stays hidden, but this is the idea of bringing it out. Now, there are two types of love of Hashem. There's love of Hashem, which comes simply in a joyous manner with just joy and pleasure and smooth. And that's like the tzaddikim, that they feel close to Hashem and they're excited about Hashem. That is the white wine. And that is the yain hamisameach, the wine which just makes one happy. Whereas the red wine, red represents some level of a gvura, and the wine which makes one drunk, yain hamishaka, so that is the wine which there's some bitterness, where there's something that you have to work through. In other words, that a person feels distant from Hashem and feels low when he thinks through his behavior, his thought, speech, and behavior, and he realizes that his it's fallen in so many ways. And therefore he feels low. Now, we say that v'yanuch uvay Yisrael mekadosh shmecha, that the Jewish people who sanctify Hashem's name should rest. That on Shabbos, the Jewish people who sanctify Hashem's name, and Israel sanctify Hashem, they have this rest and tranquility. So the question is, what does it mean that we sanctify Hashem's name? Hashem is holy for himself. How do we make Hashem holy? So the answer is based on understanding what we say in Shemona Esrei, At HaKadosh V'Shemcha Kadosh. It says that Hashem is holy. We say to Hashem, you are holy and your name is holy. And holy ones praise you each day forever. Who are the holy ones that praise every day? And what are they praising? So when the neshamas understand, when they reflect on how Hashem recreates the world at every day and every moment again, and how Hashem is totally beyond and like we say in the end of the bracha Yetzer, we say Adon Haniflois, that Hashem is Adon Haniflois, the master over wonders, who is Hamachadish B'Tov B'Chayim Tan Maser Reishis, who every day constantly recreates all of creation. And Hashem is beyond all of that, is the master of beyond these wonders, meaning that, and like we say, that Hashem is Eisefele, right? In the pasuk Micha Mecha, it ends off Eisefele, Hashem does wonders, which means that wonders compared to Hashem is just like Eises, like Asiya is like the lowest level. In other words, that the constant recreation of worlds is nothing compared to Hashem. Hashem is totally beyond. The wonder is the idea of creation, because creation is the only real something from nothing. That nothing is like before Hishalshalos, before the chain of worlds. So then there's nothing; it's totally beyond, and it's undescribable. And then that comes into yesh, into things with definition and limitation. And all of this is nothing compared to Hashem. It's just Asiya, even the highest level, Chachma, Vatzilus, which is the highest revelation of Hashem within Hishalshalos, within the chain of evolution of worlds. Even that is like Asiya compared to Hashem. And that's what the Kadoshim, what the Neshamas are thinking when they praise Hashem. Like we say in Ata Kodesh, we say Kadoshim Chayim Yalach Sela. They constantly praise Hashem, that they're constantly reaching a higher and higher understanding of Hashem, and therefore praising Hashem at a higher and higher level. But all that they understand is about Shimcha, about Hashem's name, meaning raised from Hashem. Like we say that that only we say in the third paragraph starting halukah, the fourth of the halukahs altogether, near the end we say that Hashem's glory is on earth and heaven, meaning that it's only his glory, not Hashem's essence. His essence is beyond. And like the pasuk says, we say at the end of Avalatian, Ki b'ka Hashem tzorei lamim, that with Yud-Kei, with the two letters of Hashem's name, Yud-Kei Hashem is the rock of worlds. This is the Master and the creator of worlds. So Yud-Kei is really Hashem's whole name as well, because that's why it says Ki b'ka Hashem, because really the Vav-Kei is a repeat of the Yud-Kei, just that the Vav is an extended Yud, is pulling the Yud down. So the Yud is what creates Olam Haba, the hidden worlds, and the Hey is what creates the revealed worlds. Yud is where where we don't quite get it, where it's concealed, like the idea of a Yud, it's small, it's symptom, whereas Hey is where it's revealed. Now, even Gan Eden, where the Neshamas they have pleasure from understanding of Hashem, is part of Alma Diskalia, is part of the revealed worlds, because tzaddikim are still able to understand Hashem there. But compared to this world, Olam Haba would be called, the Gan Eden would be called like the worlds beyond. But from a perspective of higher worlds, even Gan Eden is still part of this revealed world. But in the ultimate hidden worlds, it's what is truly beyond understanding and grasp, what is Ayin Lo Yira, or what no eye can behold. That's Hashem himself. And anything that we can praise is only from a ray of Hashem. But Hashem's unlimited self, that is beyond any praise. That's Kodesh completely. And Hashem's essence is beyond even the hidden worlds, which although they're beyond our understanding, but they're still a ray of Hashem, just as they're beyond understanding of any creations. And then even the hidden worlds compared to Hashem are like Asiya, like we say, Adon Haniflois, the master above wonders, that Hashem is a master and beyond wonders, which wonders are what is something that we don't understand, but Hashem is beyond that too. And then, like we said, that the neshamas, they are praising Hashem. They're trying to, they're yearning to be included in their source in Hashem, but they can't quite get it. On the other hand, we're lucky that we can sanctify Hashem. The Yidden Mekadshe Shmecha, those who sanctify Hashem's name, that is through mitzvahs, that no neshama or malach can understand Hashem, but when we do a mitzvah that touches Hashem and reaches beyond his shalshalus, and that's why it says that Yofesh Achas in Pirkei Avos, it says Yofesh Achas b'tshuva ma'asim tovim b'olam hazeh, that one moment of tshuva and good deeds in this world is greater than Mikol Chaya Olam Haba, than the entire Olam Haba, because Olam Haba is only a ray of Hashem. It's a revelation which is limited according to what we can take in. Whereas a mitzvah, that touches not just a ray, a light from Hashem, but it touches Hashem himself. The Ein Sof Baruch Hu, Hashem's unlimited self, blessed be He itself. Now, next paragraph. V'hinei. Now, the mitzvahs, like we've explained previously, the mitzvahs are garments of the soul. And that's because the mitzvahs bring down the makif, a light from beyond, a light of Sovev. And it says that, and therefore we, through doing mitzvahs, we surround our soul with levushim. Now, even a wicked Jew, it says, Afilo Pashi Yisrael, even the most wicked Jew, Malay mitzvahs, Karimen, is full of mitzvahs like a pomegranate. And just as a pomegranate has lots of seeds, so every yid has lots of mitzvahs. But even though they have a lot of mitzvahs, but it's still not effective, we say that doing a mitzvah brings Hashem's essence down. So why doesn't it happen? Every Jew does mitzvahs, but we don't see this. So the reason is that just doing a mitzvah is not enough to reveal this Hashem's actual self to be manifest within us and among us. What we need is simcha shel mitzvah, the joy of doing mitzvahs. Like the pasuk says in the Teichacha, that why are the Jewish people punished? It says, because you didn't serve Hashem with joy and gladness of heart. That means that it's not enough to do a mitzvah, we have to do a mitzvah with excitement and with joy, like the Rizal explains. And the joy is from realizing how the mitzvah is the only opportunity to connect to Hashem himself, totally beyond. And therefore we should be so excited and happy that Hashem gave us this opportunity. And this is the white wine, which is the pure joy and bliss with Hashem. But before we get to the white wine, we first have to have the red wine, which is the wine which inebriates, which is gevura. And then we can transform that bitterness into sweetness. Because pleasure is the pleasure of Hashem is only after first when we have a desire and a yearning for Hashem. Then there's pleasure when we reach it. But without desire, then there's not so much pleasure. So we first have to have desire, and this is through thinking about how neshama was sent so far down, and how and thinking about how we've on many occasions not done the right thing in thought, speech, and action, and then return to Hashem. And like we say in davening, Elokei Olam, God of the world, B'rachamecha Rabim, in your great mercy, have mercy on us. Then after we have this yearning to come back and be close to Hashem, then we can have this simcha that comes from the closeness and opportunity of mitzvahs, which allows us to bring down Hashem's unlimited light. And so like the pasuk says, Zois nechmasi ba'ani, this is my comfort in my affliction. Ki imrascha chiyisani, your word has enlivened me, has given me vitality. what this means is that when we're far away, ba'anyi, in my affliction, then Hashem's word, the mitzvahs that Hashem gave us, the instruction Hashem gave us, that gives us chayas. Like it says that Torah is our chayas. We say in Davening of Mariv, Kihem Chayenu V'Erech Yameinu, that they are our life and the length of our days, that the Torah and mitzvahs is our life. And therefore, when we're in this state of joy and pleasure and bliss from the opportunity to do a mitzvah, so then don't mix in the sadness about the state of the body and one's animal soul together with the joy of closeness to Hashem. But in order to bring out this wine, which is this love for Hashem, we have to first have bittul, like it says that like we said, that you take the grapes from the raglios, from the grapes at the bottom of the vine, and then we have to press the grapes in the wine press, which is about having a broken heart. But then once we do that, then we can have ava to Hashem, love of Hashem. And there's two levels, like we said, the white wine and the red wine. And this corresponds to the two phrases in the pasuk. It says, the pasuk says that kir beis bayayin lavushay, that there'll be so much wine that he'll be able to wash his garments in wine, over daman avim susay, and with the blood of grapes susay. So what type of garment is susay? So susay is something you wear as headgear, a hat, headgear, something you wear around your face and head. So what does this represent? So we've got the first half of the pasuk that we wash our garments. The garments are the mitzvahs, and now they're just purely clean, and we're able to just have pleasure from Hashem. And then the blood of grapes. The blood of grapes is blood represents severity, and that is where we have love that comes from yearning and from being far away. And that's the red wine. Which is transforming the darkness of the nefesh bahamis into light. And this is called dam, it's called blood, because we need to work hard, and blood is our very life. We need to work hard to transform our nefesh bahamis. It's strenuous and difficult effort, but it's still wine. Because and it's still with joy, because when we come back from afar, that's the most amazing joy and the greatest happiness. And this is through returning to Hashem, and then Hashem is Rahmanus on us. Hashem is mercy on us, meaning that there's a spark of Hashem without us, and that within us, and that spark of Hashem had to descend so low into this physical world. And therefore we have Hashem as Rahmanus, and we have Rahmanus. Oh, look at this spark of Hashem, how far it had to descend. And therefore we want so much to come close, and we're so excited to come close. And therefore, when we're in this state of yearning from afar, then we reach susay. Susay is like a masva. Masva means a mask. It's the same word, samach vav. And so it's a garment that you wear over your head and your face. Because with the regular ava that comes from closeness, then it only is like a garment of the body. And that the body represents the midas, that we develop a ava, love, and yira, reverence of Hashem. But through the blood of grapes, meaning when we're transforming the nefesh bahamis, so that also transforms the higher abilities of that we have in the face, that we can vision and hearing. To transform them also to Hashem, that our vision is just to gazing with and being mesmerized with Hashem's glory. And this is the advantage of the Baal Tshuva over the tzaddik, like it says, that where the Baal Tshuva stands, even the greatest tzaddik can't stand, because the tzaddik is close. Whereas the Baal Tshuva, because it's far and he has yearning, he reaches a higher level, not just the levush, the mitzvahs create garments, but not just the garment of the body, but the garment of the head and the face. Okay, next paragraph. Now, this is our Veda nowadays, in order to elevate our soul and to be able to come closer and to bond with Hashem's light. But ultimately, with Mashiach and through Karbanos, we elevate and we're included in Hashem in a much greater way. With in a time of Galus, we're not able to elevate the animals to Hashem like what we do with Karbanos in the base of Mikdash. But when Mashiach comes, and then Hashem's glory will be revealed and manifest throughout the world, then we'll be on a much higher spiritual level. So then our action will be, our mitzvahs will be able to elevate even the animals and bring them up to Hashem, just like it was at the beginning of creation, where with Adam, that originally it says there was no person. Hashem created the world, it was just kindness. But there was no person to work the earth. But then Hashem created man, and it says and he put him in the Garden of Eden, to work it and to protect it. But then after the sin of eating the fruit, so then Adam was banished from the garden. So then we weren't at the state of Adam, and we had to work on fixing ourselves up. So Vayigash Adam, that we lost this higher state of Adam, which is the name the person is called when he's at a high spiritual level. And this state of Adam will be reinstated when Mashiach comes. Like it says about Mashiach, that Avdi Na'asa that the Mashiach which is Hashem's servant will be successful, will be exalted and lifted and very high. So the word Ma'od varies, the same words as Adam. And so therefore it represents that now we've again reached the level of Adam, of being Adam is the highest name given to people. It's Adam, Ish, Gever, Enosh. And Adam is a Rashi Tevis, is an acronym. Aleph is for Adam, first man, then Dalet for Dovid, and then Mem for Mashiach. Because with Mashiach, Adam will be rectified. And then we'll be able to do the mitzvahs properly, including bringing the karbanos. But in the times of Galus, we're not doing the mitzvahs properly. We're only trying to refine ourselves. That we shouldn't be in a state like at the beginning of creation. There's no person to serve Hashem, and therefore we're working on ourselves. But the main achievement and the higher level is when Mashiach comes. Then we'll be able to do to work and protect in the garden, because now we're just working on ourselves, so we can't do properly. When Mashiach comes, Adam will be whole, and therefore we'll be able to work on and be successful in refining and elevating the rest of the world. So now when we daven, that's working on ourselves. But when we bring karbanos, we elevate the whole world. Now, this is what the pasuk means. The beginning of the pasuk in the blessing of Yehuda, that Osri, legefan Ira, that will tie the vine to the fall. So this, what does this word Osri mean? That when Mashiach comes, all of the Jewish collective will elevate to a higher level, the level of wine, and therefore there'll be Osri is Oser Yud, that will be connected, will be tied to Yud, which is Chachma, the highest level within worlds. And this that will be connected to the vine. Now, Chachma, we know, is the idea of bittul, it's letting the subconscious express itself. And this is bringing together humility with simcha. The vine is simcha, the grape is simcha, and therefore bring together humility and simcha, because actually true simcha is only with humility. And then we'll have the level of Ira. Now, Ira simply means a donkey, but Ira also means a city. The idea is that originally we were created as a wild donkey, but then we can transform that to Ir Elikim, to the city of Hashem. because when we are born and our midas, our emotions just they just run free, they do what they want, they're not transformed. So then he has to work, he has to fight his nature, and because instead with the love of Hashem be determined to do the right thing. And even if someone is at a state where he's a very refined person and his natural self is okay with the spiritual pursuits, so that's still not proper Veda, because then he's still following his nature. But only when he goes beyond his nature, then he has the dricha, he breaks himself, and raglios take the grapes from the bottom of the vine, which is humility and self-nullification. So then he transforms his donkey, his natural self, into Ira, into the city of Hashem. Then the pasuk continues, Seireka is a very small branch or a tendril, and b'ni asena, the young donkey, literally. So the b'ni is the son of a donkey, so that's why it's translated as a young donkey. But now I'll explain it a bit differently. Seireka is a small branch that it only has a bit of wine coming out, and Seireka also is the same letters, comes from the words shuruk, which shuruk, although normally it's written, we say that the vav with a dot in the middle is called a shuruk, but shuruk, the 3 dots on an angle, which we normally call kubots, could also be called a shuruk. They both make the same sound anyway, ooh. So the shuruk is connected to seireka, and whereas gefen, the vine itself, gefen, has the nekudos of segel, both under the gimel and under the fei, and also the cluster of grapes also looks like a segel, right? I suppose so. So that's the idea of segel, like the same pasuk gefen mitzrayim tasiya. It continues kisoharim tila, that the mountains are covered in shade. Now the mountains are the others. Our 3 forefathers that relate. Avram is Chesed, Yitzchak is Gvur, and Yaakov is Tiferes. Again, we have a segel, right, left, center, and that's Geffen. Whereas Seireka, we said, is the kubots, or the shuruk. What's the difference? Both of them have 3 dots, but with the segel, they're in order. You know, right, left, and middle, they're organized, whereas the shuruk, it's just a free flowing down. It's going down, down, down. So the segel represents when a person is close to Hashem and is serving Hashem in an organized way. Ava and Yira, and he has everything all settled, all working well. But the shuruk represents when a person is far from Hashem, and then he has this yearning and this transformation with more passion. Therefore he doesn't have his emotions properly. All he has is a state of bittul, self-nullification and smallness. He knows how far he is, and he knows that he's undeserving of closeness to Hashem. And from that, b'ni asaynai, that asaynai, the donkey, becomes my son. That the wild donkey becomes like the son of Hashem, and the child is like one with the father, with the parents. The child comes from the parents. So therefore, this is even higher level than the first part of the pasuk that says that we'll be the city of Hashem. Now we'll be the son of Hashem, the child of Hashem, and this happens through our efforts during Galus. That it says kibes that kibes, meaning he already washes. Even in the time of Galus, it's in past tense. He already starts to wash his garments, and what we achieve with Mashiach will be through our avodah in the times of Galus. to awaken that love and that simcha, that joy to transformation of darkness to light, and that will be achieved with Mashiach through our efforts now. So in short, wine is about Avos Hashem. There's love of Hashem. There's two types. There's wine, which is just white wine and pure bliss and positive, and the red wine, which is where we're trying to transform darkness, and that's through realizing that we're so far away and therefore yearning to come close, and that creates more passion. Now, when we're in Galus, we're not able to transform the world properly. We're working on refining ourselves a little bit, whereas with Mashiach, we'll be able to transform the world, and therefore that's when we have karbanos and the ultimate of what Hashem wants, where we transform not only ourselves, but the world. But everything that we accomplish with Mashiach will be through our Avodah, through our best efforts during Galus, and then because we're already starting to wash our garments, to clear our mitzvahs in the times of Galus, therefore we'll be able to reach the ultimate revelation with Mashiach. I'm going to also include a page with charts on this mimer. Will be sent via the Project Likkutei Sichos WhatsApp as well.